is awesome. I'm invincible. I'm invincible.
Yeah, I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. Came from the grind, never backing down. Empire strong, we run this town. Blood, sweat, fire, built for the fight. Shining like gold when we step in the light. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. Dark nights, city lights, crown in my sight. Drill bass hit, we ignite the fight. Legends are made, never bought, never sold. Untouchable empire, power and bold. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. Yeah. Step heavy, echoes in. Step heavy, echoes in. Step heavy, echoes in. Step heavy, echoes in. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable. Yeah.
So, Hotshot, you want to fight Majin Buu?
Generally, you said feminism is neutral. Here's what actually happened.
The foundation of all knowledge.
I'm really mad that
what difference does it make, right? What
Stop.
the deregulation of the industry is obviously going to cause more of that industry.
Trying to lubricate the trust connection between people until they have enough.
Yet we could still look at biological reality in determining who's a female, even if there are
Why don't you denounce feminism the same way you're denouncing capitalism? If you don't...
For something to be objective, it needs to be verifiable. And you can't verify...
If I make a claim as a political pundit, it is true that I definitely could be wrong.
Yeah,
you're promoting, right?
Ideologies that make them the politics, right? This is my ideology.
Yeah, but...
So, 2015, anyone go back and watch the footage? The first GOP debate.
Cool. Okay. Oh, that? We're going to pray about you,
Let's
I got one for you. I'm saying
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I am Sarah, the Raging Tomato, bringing to you live another Moderator Monday. The question this evening is porn good for society? I've got Fatty, the Powder Dusty, Marte, and Andrew Wilson all here to have this conversation. Fatty, would you like to start with your opening statement, please?
Yes. Thank you very much for having me. Flow State, Marty, and Andrew for being here. I'm bad at opening statements. I'm still learning, but I'm going to keep it short. Porn is absolutely good for society because society is not perfect. Our opponents probably are going to tell us this perfect place, utopia, where nobody indulges into sexual deviancy or goes after their urges. And we're going to talk about the real world. Sex, and especially porn, pacify a large majority of men in and out of relationships. That's why they keep their families intact. That's why they are not going to go to these schools and shoot up everything. Porn is something that actually helps pacify society, even though it has its drawbacks. For the most part, overall, I think it actually helps society run a little bit smoother. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Fatty. Dusty, to you.
Yeah, as Fatty alluded to, this question is not taken in a vacuum. In a vacuum, it might be easy to say that corn is a negative and we would be better off without it. But if you look at the circumstances surrounding this question and our lives, it becomes obvious that any alternative to corn is one that is worse, rapidly worse, one in which there's censorship and the things that can and cannot be said are dictated to you and for you. So that's really all my opening is.
Thank you. And Marte.
You have a beautiful voice. Muted. Beautiful voice, sir. Beautiful voice. You're muted, Marte.
Marte, you're muted, honey.
There we go. Okay. Hello, sir. Thank you for having me on this illustrious panel with my fellow brother, Andrew, and these two unfortunate degenerates. This is such a big topic in society, so I've decided to take a different route in this debate. I'll explain. I'm actually going to argue for my opponent's side and actually help you guys out a little bit. You've already got some amazing uses and purposes and preferences to add to society with probably how corn is consumed, I bet, by your regard. People generally will get bored with a lot of categories because corn doesn't help you with actually acquiring skills to engage with real women. And Fatty, we need solutions to your problems on your end. These are glaring issues that I see. When people run through the BBW categories, BBC categories, interracial categories, and so on, they'll become more desensitized to not only real life and categories and relationships. Just like subscribing to an OF account, you'll get bored if you got the same photo of a woman's foot posted over and over again. They then need to see more riskier stuff. Like when a corn star doesn't do BG content for the first time, she makes a killing because everybody's anticipating getting blue balls, waiting for her to use something real. The only problem to this is that too will get old. Here's my solution for you guys. Instead of fake, we just make things real. New Jersey, where it's not illegal and there's more gray area, I'd say, the mother who bangs her son who's over 18 will actually be the mother as long as there's she's hot and on birth control. Women who are actually stuck in positions like laundry machines, predicaments where they're incapacitated and get signed a waiver saying they'd refuse emergency services and have a film crew in a state where it's illegal to film, pay handsomely for the genuine predicament to be filmed in the act of being done, as long as it's proven genuine with real EMS helping afterwards. Whenever people see movies with the tag based on a true story, not only does it help breathe life into the issue of running out of bad scripts, but real and legal scenarios will help you solve your issue of genre completion and boredom with porn. Also, to help with your dilemma of real effects of porn, we had 500 people in the last few years pass away. People are still masturbating to videos of already deceased people on Pornhub. What if we also had deceased people who were concubines that people's families signed waivers to? Since we already have people jerking off to those deceased people who are already videos online, this also solves your dead porn star issue because we have the real thing. Because how will any of this be different from what I just mentioned? Now that I solved a bunch of your problems, let's start the debate from here.
Thank you, Marte. Andrew, to you.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. Let me re-pull my notes.
Sure, take your time.
Somebody did that homework.
Last minute homework, I like it.
Yeah, not really. I was actually taking notes of your guys' opening statement. So, Marte, unfortunately, he's a much more charitable individual than I am.
Yeah.
And he's like actually willing to give you guys arguments, and I'm literally not willing to do that at all. I'm not going to give you a single argument. I'm going to respond to your arguments, and you're going to have to back your bullshit up. So let's start with this. You said porn pacifies, this is from Fatty, porn pacifies men in and out of relationships. I don't even know what the fuck that means. You didn't elaborate at all. I have no idea what porn pacifies men in and out of relationships means. I think what you mean when you say this is that it keeps men more docile. And you seem to allude to this because you say, well, I mean, you know, because we're not shooting up schools and shit like that. Well, this is really fucking stupid. Let me explain why. You do realize that we can look at the historic standard in the United States pre-porn being legal. And guess what we don't see a lot of? School shootings. It's a stupid fucking argument. Second, porn prevents people, this is from Flow State, something censorship. Boy, this is a fucking brilliant argument from you, Flow State. I would love to hear how this is good for society. Porn is good for society. That's the case, right? Is it bad? No, it's not. I'm sorry, from your end, no, it's not bad. You're saying it's good. Tell me how it's good. How's it good? Well, the only argument I've heard is that it pacifies men in and out of relationships because they don't shoot up schools. And it's like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We can literally go look at the standard and see that before it was ever legal in this country, nobody was shooting up schools. So I want to hear an actual argument here. That would be swell. Let's start with that.
Yes, it's called interpretation.
Hold on. Thank you, everyone, for your opening statements. And just full transparency to the audience, Andrew is kindly stepping in for Teriak this evening. I don't know where he is. He's a no-call, no-show, so we'll figure that out later. And also, due to the fill-in, we are only going to have the debate for about 1 hour, and then we will shut down with closing statements, read and respond to super chats, and then we will go into open panel dumpster fire.
Yeah, I got riots to cover tonight, boy. Sorry.
Fair enough, and we honor that.
You can't take away my fun.
Gentlemen, the floor is open.
So if you repeat and you say that things are stupid, they don't become stupid just because you said it 7 times. In and out of relationships means men in marriages are coping with their lack of sex and affection with relationships, with porn. You can literally go through OnlyFans models or several studies, prostitution. These not just single men actually medicating themselves with porn. Married men are one of the biggest suppliers and actually entertain most of these things.
Yeah, sure.
You keep talking about the past and you say, look at the past, look at the past, look at the past. The best way to predict the future is to look at the past. You know what those armies had in the back of the platoon? Prostitutes. Because we know that men that actually are sexually not frustrated, they will be more, they will function better, they will act right, and they will do what they need to do.
Okay,
when
well,
you frustrate, when you porn is not
Well, I mean, how much fucking longer are you gonna go? Let's go point by point.
As long as
I want to go point by point.
As long as I want.
You won't go point by point,
Yes,
fucking wuss. What a fucking
but
wuss, dude.
I don't have pen by pen.
Fine, just filibuster the whole fucking debate, dude.
Fatty, go ahead and finish your thought, please.
Porn is just a release valve. People are going to indulge into sexual acts that you want it or not. Porn doesn't make people degenerate. The degeneracy is already here. Porn is just a valve for you to release your sexual urges so you can go and operate in real life. Go ahead.
Great. Thank you for the Gish Gallop. Can we start with just a single argument? Are you capable of doing that? Can we just do a single argument?
Absolutely not. I'm incapable of.
Okay, well then I'll move over to flow state. You just heard it here. He said he's incapable
there was
of it.
too many of you to keep
Why
track.
you
Whichever one you like.
You want? Why are you asking?
Well, because I actually would like to engage in this, but if you gish gallop all over the place and you make a bunch of emotional appeals like it's a release valve, things like that, that doesn't mean shit to me. Let's start with effects. You do realize that corn in this country has not been legal for that long, right?
How is that relevant?
Yeah, it's because you're not talking about some elongated historical standard of me looking back 500 years and trying to pull that forward. You're talking about a historic standard of when your dad was a kid. That's the length, the whole breadth of time we're talking about is when your dad was a kid. That shit was illegal. Now, can you tell me real quick, what do you think that these school shootings were like when your dad was a kid versus right now? Less or more?
They were less, absolutely.
Yeah,
less.
there was a lot less. What about the gender?
Yeah.
So hang on. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Causation is not, or correlation is not causation. I agree. Correlation is not causation. But that was your argument. Your argument was that there's a correlate between men engaging in pornography and less shootings. This is absurd, and here's why. Because we have a historic standard, not from many, many hundreds of years ago, but from a few decades ago, where we can clearly see that corn has nothing to do, or people engaging in it, nothing to do with school shootings going up or down. It's just that's why it's a stupid argument.
So sexual frustration doesn't have nothing to do with kids shooting schools and develop this type of behavior. While every single school shooter for the most part is sexually frustrated.
Oh,
doesn't have a girlfriend.
Well, that's crazy. People are having more sex now than ever. Hang on.
No.
They're having more sex. Listen, bro. Not only are they having more sex now out of wedlock than ever. When your dad was a kid, you were more married. That's true, but people were probably having less sex. It's not just a matter of less sexual frustration here, bro. You would have to make an argument. You would have to make an argument that somehow we had a society in the 1950s, which was just when my dad was a kid, that was 10 times less degenerate than this, 10 times less violent than this, 10 times less drug use than this, but somehow introducing pornography helped with those problems.
So do you think he got it? So pornography got those problems worse. There's your point, right?
Yeah, of course it did.
So why do you explain Japan? Japan has one of the biggest industries of corn. They have they have very risky stuff, and they are one of the most polite, docile society in the planet. If porn increased it, why can't a society like Japan be one of the most advanced and polite society? Explain that to me, please.
Yeah, this is really funny that you bring this up. So Japan, technology-wise, is on par with us. That's true. But culturally, they're not. You know, culturally, Japan has always been about 20 to 30 years behind the United States. The cultural degeneracy, which is there, they've always had a long kind of institutional method of prostitution that has been ingrained in that society. It is not the same society as Western society. It does not operate the same way. It's never had the same traditions, and it uses an honorific society. We don't have that. We have a society based on law and order. Their society is based on honor. So it's a whole different thing when you're talking about the distinction in culture. You're comparing apples and oranges.
Did you notice how you talk about the past? Japan had a very ruthless society, actually, as the Chinese. Right? Japan was not a place where
they weren't any more ruthless than the Chinese.
Japan was in a different place where people don't grape and delete and do it. They did one of the biggest atrocities to actually other people on modern history. Japan.
No, they didn't.
Yes. What the Chinese?
You talking about the Nanking? Come on, man.
Really?
That's it.
what the Japanese did to the Chinese has nothing to do with honor, killing babies, do a grape competition about who can
Yes,
grape
it
more
did.
about, that has not
Yes, it did.
Respectfully,
What sort of
y'all-
honor
Here,
is grape
let me
competition?
Here, I'll
Hey,
explain.
you
I'll
know,
explain.
no, 1 second. You call
Okay.
everything degenerates. I can literally pick up one thing and say that's degenerate, but military Japanese soldiers doing crimes of war established universally in every motherfucking country. That's honor culture. Please explain.
We fucking nuked them. We nuked 2 civilian cities that were ginormous. We fucking nuked them, dude. And you're worried about Nancy, but not only that, yes, of course it's tied into honor. They had multiple Sino-Japanese wars. That their entire history is one of honor preservation, which included the revenge on Nanking. You literally have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You just sit there, dude. You just sit there.
So a drunk competition, situations where you already have cities dominated, you already invaded and accomplished your goal, and now you go on a stupor of 10 years drinking, raping, killing babies, putting babies on bayonets.
Do it for 10 years. Well,
no, that's honor.
What are you talking about? That wasn't 10 years. What do you mean?
They were putting babies on bayonets and flaunting them to other military men.
Okay, I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to explain to you that a lot of that, first of all, a lot of that is highly contested as to what happened in Nanking. That's one. But the second is, I'm just going to grant it. I'm just going to grant that every atrocity happened. Do you think that inside of honor culture, that somehow is preventative of atrocity? It's not. Not at all. What do you mean?
Oh, just like porn. Hey, thank you for making our point. Just like porn.
Which has more honor, corn or grape contests?
No.
What?
You said that they had an honor culture.
Do you understand?
That included grape
Do you understand that you can't use the paradigm of what you and I think honor is when we're talking about when we're talking? Just listen, I'll tell you. Okay, when we're making a comparison between cultures. When I say honor culture, I'm explaining that the society is held together by their honor code, whatever that is.
You don't think that we can
shut up,
fucker,
shut the fuck up while you finish.
You don't think we can assess that from our perspective?
Okay, whatever, dude.
We're
Fine.
discussing it from.
You don't. If you don't want to hear it, I won't tell it to you.
Stand by.
But you need to understand, we're comparing paradigms. When you're talking about a worldview paradigm of an honor culture, you're talking about what they consider honorable, not what you fucking consider honorable. It has nothing to do with anything.
Assessing it from our perspective?
No, we wouldn't be. No, listen.
We're assessing it from
again.
Their perspective?
If you say to me,
whose perspective are we assessing it from?
So both. We're right now we're assessing it from both
we're
perspectives.
assessing it from their perspective.
And
yes, both perspectives. If you're trying to make a cultural paradigm,
Sir, Japan is a westernized. At this point, Japan is become a westernized society.
It wasn't during World War II.
No, but that's the point. Just like South Korea, if you bomb them and you actually go ahead and they adapt to what the Americans have to sell them, you are proving the point that they are not as different as us. Now, actually, matter of fact, they share very similarities with the West. The poor.
What?
The poor.
What do they share? They don't share shit. They don't share a language. They don't share a culture. They don't share anything. They don't share fucking shit. They have a completely different culture, bro.
They actually do. They are one of the biggest hubs of entertainment. Both of us share the birth decline rates that we have because now it's very.
We share grievances.
No. Japan is going when it comes to, for example, the birth rate through the same problems that the West is. The difference is this, right?
What?
They have a very highly, like their society consumes porn, and it's not just regular porn, it's anti and other things that we can talk on the stream at a high rate.
Oh yeah, I know.
And they still function. It's a very orderly society, and nothing happens. Now you look at the Bible Belt.
You would have had a better argument with South Korea because they outlawed porn. I don't know if you know that or not.
And if they outlawed porn, there's nothing stops them more than a VPN. But you said this: you can't stop the degeneracy. You said
so now you're making an argument against yourself.
No. You said it. You said you can't stop you can't stop people from doing what they did. Like you said something like that.
I didn't say anything like that. You just make it.
So you didn't say when I was talking about the Japanese being.
He said that we couldn't assess it from our position.
No, what I'm saying to you is that if you tell me, if you ask me for a reason for something, in this case, you ask me for the reason. Why is it that in this particular country with this culture, you can have this thing legal and it doesn't create the same kind of problems it does in this culture? You're actually asking me to make a comparison between worldview paradigms. So I have to both look at their paradigm and ours for why that would be the case. It could be the case. So hang on. It could be the case that it's that way because we're all just fucking crazy, degenerate fucks and can't handle it. Or it could be the case that they're all just so fucking crazy and degenerate that, you know, that's all they focus on. The rest of society doesn't matter. But none of those things are true, right? That doesn't get to the heart of the truth of the matter. You're making a cultural comparison and you get mad at me because I look at the honor culture from the perspective of those who are in that culture. So of course I am.
We can really only look at it from our culture, our paradigm, right? The one that we have. We can't pretend to step into someone else's paradigm. So from your paradigm,
yes, we can step inside of other people's paradigm. Why can't we?
Which is a better culture from your paradigm? One in which corn is allowed, or one in which there's honor behind grape competitions?
What?
That's what you said.
I'm asking you
what are you talking about?
You said there was an honor
your paradigm to assess.
Yeah, you mean do I consider it from the honorific of Western culture to see that as honorable in their culture? No.
So you don't think it's honorable to have grape competitions?
No. What are you talking about?
Good. So you agree then that having corn is more honorable than having grape competitions?
No,
hang on. I'm sorry. Was this in dispute? Was
it was in dispute? I think it was in dispute.
I'm super fucking confused. Was this ever? Did this something that came up at some point? What?
I think you're kind of making stuff up, man.
I don't think I'm kind of making stuff up. What did you hear?
You're pulling this out of thin air, man.
You didn't hear him saying that we couldn't assess their culture in which they grape babies?
No, I did say that you can. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that if you're making a worldview paradigm comparison, and I say honor culture, that doesn't fucking mean I think it's honorable, you dipshit.
And what's the point of you arguing from that perspective?
Because I'm trying to explain to you that there could be universalized reasons within a culture of why they could have one very degenerate thing that they can engage in while their society still stays intact, whereas another culture, hang on, that has a different set of worldview paradigms, you introduce same thing, now you have chaos. Like alcohol to Indians, for instance. Not a big problem for Europeans. Huge fucking problem for Indians, though, wasn't it?
So if we just have the right culture, then grape will be okay. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, it still wouldn't be okay, but the society itself socially may be able to deal with these things easier or better, depending on how the society is structured.
Conversation. How does that make corn bad?
We're talking about how it makes it bad for our society, not for the Japanese society, right?
So,
and your evidence of that is that
my evidence for that is that it increases human trafficking almost tenfold everywhere that it's done, including in Japan. So, and you can look at the Yakuza stats for that. You can also look here in the United States, especially since the advent of OF. The child trafficking has increased drastically. I can give you all of the studies on it. You can also go to Rachel Wilson's Substack and pull them up yourself. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when you go back, you move back through the historic standard pre-corn, human trafficking was not a huge issue. That was an introduction based on demand, and we don't need to have it. It's fucking stupid.
Where is corn consumption the worst?
Yeah, that's kind of hilarious. Like human trafficking wasn't a big issue when there's, for example, the transatlantic slave, when it was literally a bunch of prostitutes.
There was no such thing as a transatlantic slave in the 50s, bro.
Okay, of course. No, I'm saying people would literally bring a bunch of prostitutes on the back that were either voluntary and forced to serve the people that were in these wars in the military and all that. I'm kind of confused, and I'll grant that, right? You are right. It got worse tenfold. Do you think porn is bad overall, or consume porn in moderation is bad too for society?
Well, the prompt here, the specific question we're asking is if it's bad for society.
Yes.
Right? Now, I didn't think that we're asking if it's bad for every society which exists, but for the society in which I live. In the society in which I live, it's definitely a negative, and it's way more. Hang on, can you let me finish answering his question, then I'll answer yours. Definitely, it's socially bad in the West. It's in
moderation. In moderation.
What's moderation?
Like if I consume porn,
you fap once a week. You fap once a week, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because most of the problems that we talk about it is consuming it in a fast rate and doing it repeatedly? Like, if I consume porn once a week, is that bad for society? Do you think
I
it's
would
bad?
actually make the claim bolder that it would be bad essentially for all societies. That the Japanese society would be even better absent the corn. It wouldn't be worse. I couldn't think of how it would be worse.
You didn't answer my question. Is
Okay,
porn
what's the question?
in moderation? Is porn in moderation bad for society? Once a week.
Yes.
This is actually
And as
kind
a-
of.
but as a good comparison-
Just 1 second, because it's kind of water in moderation is good, but if you have too much water, you can drink from water poisoning. Everything that you do too much is going, like, water in moderation is good. You might be drowning if you get too much water. Like
Fatty, if you need porn to prevent cheating,
Hang on. I'll engage with this. This is a good hypothetical. I understand what you're saying.
Everything, if you do too much, is going to cause a problem, right?
Let me ask you a question. If
Go
it's
ahead.
the case that you could add rat poison to the water supply,
Yes.
in your nation, but
Yes.
if you drank it in small amounts, right, it wouldn't be that poisonous. Would you recommend that we add it?
No, but there's no.
Why? Hang on. Why?
Because overall is going to have a bad effect. There's no positives about it.
That's the debate, son. That's the debate.
There is positives.
That's
about
it.
There is positives
But
about
there's
it
not-
if you've got toxic water. If you have biohazards in your water and you need just a little bit of chlorine to kill those biohazards, you're better off having a little bit of the toxins.
See the
to hold them
moderation
to
that
the
we're
other
talking
one.
about.
Yeah, but
if you
hang on. You're asking about something which, in the case use, is a multi-purpose, right? Well, you're talking about chlorine in this instance. I asked about rat poison. He said no, you wouldn't
What
add
is
the
rat
you wouldn't add the rat poison
Rat
because
poison
he
is
hang
chlorine.
on, because he thinks that overall there's no reason to add rat poison to water that doesn't need rat poison put in it. So when you say everything in moderation, that I guess that's true in the same sense that it's true that if we added rat poison in moderation, if you didn't drink too much of it, it wouldn't be particularly harmful, but you would still avoid it. Why would we introduce in moderation poison to our water supply when we don't actually need to have it there?
Because there's benefits about it, and he actually got you with that because chlorine in high doses are going to kill you, but you wouldn't take tap water without them being treated with some type of chemicals in the water.
Yeah,
And
it's not analogous here.
No. So this is why we talk about pacifying, right? There's a bunch of studies that say that married men are consuming a tremendous amount of porn. Those men is the better, like the lesser of two evils. Instead of you going around and getting a prostitute, just married men engage in a lot of it. Instead of going outside and cheating on your woman, you fap into your towel and throwing that shit to the motherfucking cleaner on the toilet. It's way better than you cheating on your woman. What are we going to do with all these married men that are not having sex?
The problem is,
what are we going to do, Andrew? What is the solution if they are not going to fap to Lisa Ann?
Yeah, so the question of the debate is not what is an alternative to degenerates fucking masturbating because they can't keep their hands off their pecker. The idea of the debate is whether or not pornography is bad for society. That's what we're arguing about here. So the question becomes this then. Right? When you ask these pointed things, you give me a false dialectic. It's either a fucking Coomer degenerate has to masturbate in a towel and then wipe his hands on it or some shit, or all of society is gonna fucking crumble because a bunch of fucking men who can't fuck are gonna shoot up schools. That's fucking dumb, dude. And it's a false dialectic. So when we look at the standard, we can look just 50 years ago, corn was not legal. Where were all these problems? Where?
But we can look at where porn is still illegal. We can look at the Middle East. We can look at Japan. We can look at all the places with the weirdest tastes and fetishes.
Flosset, 1 second. Do you notice that he's doing exactly what we told that he was going to do? This is a perfect world where people are going to be sexually frustrated and they are going to pent up their motherfucking testosterone because that's the right thing to do. Andrew, ask you a question. What is the solution? These men don't want to cheat on what? These men don't want to cheat on their wives, so they are medicating themselves with porn because they don't want to go out and do things that are worse. I think this is a benefit for society.
Great.
It's better for you to keep your family and to go into Mia Khalifa than go outside and try to bring STDs home, babies.
Yeah,
and
I
all
think
that.
it's better. I think it's better
Let
to.
me ask this question.
Okay, go ahead. Ask the question.
If you are not going to engage in porn, because porn will actually pacify that married man, what is the solution for that man that
You don't do either. Isn't that crazy? You don't have to masturbate to Mia Khalifa or cheat on your wife. You don't have to do either.
That's not my action.
It's impossible, says the degenerate. That's not possible. How could you have a society where you're not fapping to an OF girl or fucking a woman? How is that? Listen, buddy. 40% plus of humanity who are men never replicated. They never had sex. They were never able to replicate. They never fucked a chick. 40% of all men who ever lived never fucked a chick. Okay?
Answer.
When you I just gave you the answer to your false dialectic. You set up you can't set up a false dialectic. They get mad that I don't answer your stupid ass false dialectic.
We are in 2025. Tablets didn't exist 30 years ago. Now we have a problem in hands. How do we solve this, right?
The same way South Korea did. You make it illegal.
No, and South Korea literally has the worst birth rate in the planet right now. So what we're going to do?
So if we introduce porn, they're gonna have babies, bro.
I gave you time, sir. I gave you time.
Give them the porn, and then we'll get the babies.
I gave you time.
What they're doing down there isn't working.
1 second. I give you time. First of all, that's not even my accent. And you call me degenerate while you're literally smoking cigarettes.
I didn't call you a degenerate.
No, you said you literally have to smoke yourself.
I didn't call you a degenerate.
Okay, so yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said you can't have the dialectic of it's either I'm a degenerate or. That's not calling you a degenerate.
Okay, so fair. So I'm not going to do the ad hominems. I'm going to save it for in 20 minutes. So this is what we're going to do again. And we want you want answers. You are very bad at actually giving some answers.
Dude, you can't.
No, you said you don't go from.
Hang on. Just take a step back, and we'll see if we can get some clarity here.
Right. Well, what's the answer?
When you say things like you're not giving answers, okay, fatty. Would you rather diddle a 10-year-old girl or a 10-year-old boy? Answer.
You see, and this is
answer. No, fatty. Answer the question.
I will rather.
No, answer the fucking question, fatty.
Yes. So
which one? Which one? No. Answer my question. Which one? Answer my fucking question. Look at this guy avoiding questions. All he does is avoid questions. He won't answer a single question. No matter how many times I ask the question, he refused to answer it. That's what you're fucking doing. You don't set up false dialectics as questions, and they get pissed off when I give you non-false dialectic answers.
Where do you think there's more degeneracy, in the West or in the Middle East?
I want to point this to everybody watching, right? I didn't give him two options. I said, bring your own option. You asked me, what would I do? Fuck a 10-year-old woman, a girl, or a 10-year-old
If you had to, which one?
My answer.
Which one? Answer.
Let me finish my point.
Answer the question.
I would fuck a 23-year-old woman.
Oh, that's he won't answer. He won't answer. He won't answer the question.
I will ask again.
Won't answer the question.
I'm going to prove my point right now. You over talking me doesn't stop.
I wish that you would fucking just answer my question, bro.
If no, respectfully, you are going to have to listen to me. Okay? I'm not giving you two scenarios. I'm saying if man sexually frustrated on the relationship doesn't work.
That's already a false scenario.
If going ahead and fap into Mia Khalifa doesn't work, you are going to give me the solution to all these men that are sexually frustrated in a marriage, what they do with their motherfucking junk. See?
Yeah, okay. You're right, fatty. Hang on, I'll just ask it back. They're sexually frustrated, fatty, so they have to do a 10-year-old girl or a 10-year-old boy. Which one should they do? Fatty, which one should they do, fatty? Which one should they do, fatty? Which one, fatty? Which one should they do, fatty? Stop setting up what you do when you set up false dialectics. That's how it should get when you set up false dialectics.
I would like to reset the panel here. Maybe let Marte or Flo kind of jump in.
Marte's still edging.
Flo,
and it's beautiful that we caught Andrew Wilson and now we're moving the conversation. You
didn't catch me in shit. I'm trying to express.
I don't ask a binary question. I told you, give me the solution.
I didn't ask you a binary question either.
Give me the solution.
What you did, fatty.
Hold on.
I'll explain so that you know. When you bake in.
We're not asking for, sorry guys, we're not asking for solutions. So I'm not going to force the answer to that question because.
How you guys doing, friends? I hope you guys are doing good. I want y'all to actually pay attention to this, okay? Because this is a debate that we had on Sarah, and this is something that Andrew actually does a lot. Please support the show if you can, like the video. I would appreciate it. We need 10 members, and we need $75. So, I didn't ask, why are you... Does your mother knows you're gay? There's a question that if you say yes or no, you are going to lose. I didn't ask him no binary question at all. I didn't ask him any binary question at all. I didn't say up or down. I said, we live in reality. This is a perfect world. What is the solution for all these men that are frustrated in marriages and they have to actually do something with their junk? Because he's porn, he's a mistress, he's a prostitute. What is the solution? And for whatever reason, because he knows he got caught, he is pretending that I gave him a binary question when the question is, does your mama know you're gay? And now he has to answer something that he doesn't do. Respectfully, we caught him here. And I'm watching this again, and I'm like, no, we caught him here. We caught him before too. When he said, there was no porn before, and people weren't being violent. Porn makes society's worst. And then I gave him an example of Japan that has the worst porn industry in the planet. Japan has NTR. Japan has hentai. Japan has chibi, which is kind of like adults that look like children. And they are the most polite society in the planet, even though they are the same birth rates that we have on the West. So, for the people that are talking in the chat, and there's actually a good one, Lithium. When did you stop beating your wife? When did I propose, me or Flow State proposed a binary question? We didn't. We said, how do you solve, since we have a society full of married men that get denied sex, that are not having the sex the way they want it, that have to look it outside of their marriage. If you don't want to break the nuclear family, if you want these kids to have fathers in society, if you want everybody to make sure that these kids are taken care of and these men are not cheating on their wives, what is the solution? And porn is the less of two evils. Porn is a pacifier. Porn will make a man jack off on his sock instead of going out and cheating on his woman so he can do his job. And it's very easy, as Andrew, to push a Puritan society, but that society doesn't exist. It's just like saying, how do we solve this problem with women being a horse? And we say, you know what? We push women, instead of being virgins, because they're not going to be virgins, we are going to push women to have 2 long duration boyfriends. From 16 to 23, and from 23 to 28, and then they get their husband. And Andrew comes around and says, no, we are going to tell them to close their legs. We are going to tell them to close their legs. Close their legs. That's the solution. No, Andrew, that doesn't work, because we've been telling women to close their legs and they're not doing. Why are we talking about degenerates? Because that's society in regular. Respectfully, y'all are not going to gaslight me. This is very, very easy understanding about consuming porn in moderation. Porn in excess is just like water. If you drink the water, you are going to drown. Porn is just like fire. If you put too much fire, you are going to burn. Porn is just like food. If you overeat, you're going to get diabetes and die from a heart attack. Porn in moderation, which was something that you wanted to avoid. Porn in moderation, again, a point that you wanted to avoid, will pacify man and woman so they don't go outside and do something worse with their body. And if you disagree, you are again one of these people that Coach Greg Adams talks about, the Puritan, holy, what do they call it? They call What do they call it? What does Coach Greg Adams call these people that come from the church? Anybody on the chat knows? What does he call it? Like people that every time they talk with you, oh, ecclesiastical. Yes. Yes. Ecclesiastical. Ecclesiastical. Y'all always compare the best case scenario, right? Y'all always complain the best case scenario with the reality. The reality is men have sexual urges and they are going to get it somewhere. Before, they were going to brothels. Before, they were taking it from women thousands and thousands of years ago. Men that were sexually frustrated will actually become more violent, start wars, do all these things. Every time you know there's a school shooting on the United States, every time you see the profile of the kid is always a kid that gets no attention from woman. There's never in history, oh, probably once or twice, history of mankind, a man that get all the bitches, he nutted on somebody and woke up and he said, you know what? I'm going to delete some people. I'll repeat it again. Never on the history of mankind, a man nutting on the ass of a woman and then says, you know what? I'm going to school and I'm going to delete all these people. So once again, y'all have to come with better arguments, and y'all are not going to gaslight me because Andrew already is the favorite. He already is the favorite. He doesn't need y'all help. But comparing a perfect scenario with reality will always win you debates, because the only thing I have to say in dick and pussy debates is just close your legs. Just close your legs. Just close your legs. And I'm going to read another comment, right? So this is why I'm not an experienced debater, sir. Okay? So Daryl says, exactly, Brandon is only frustrated and experienced debater. Okay, so let me read random comment and then we go to the show. Where is random comment? Okay. Andrew didn't use the word binary. You don't understand Andrew's point. Just say that. Sir, I didn't say that he said the word binary. I said that he's making it seem like I asked him a binary question. Binary question is, did you tell your mama you were gay? Would you rather fuck trans woman or trans man? That's the binary question, because he puts you on a position where you have to actually say yes and you lose, or no and you lose. He was trying to pretend that I asked him a binary question, and he said, Fatty, so answer this question, Fatty. Would you rather a 10-year-old man or a 10-year-old woman? That was not the binary question. I didn't do that to him. What I did was, since these men exist in mass in society and they're the biggest consumers of OnlyFans, corn, and especially prostitutes, what is the solution? This is an open question. This is not a question that is going to put him on a negative position if he actually has a valid reply. And instead of y'all, debaters, the debate pros, the guys that should debate better than everybody else, instead of y'all accepting that he's literally deviating the conversation and pretending I ask him a binary question that puts him on the bad light, y'all are literally tickling his balls and saying, Fatty, he didn't say that. I didn't say that he said that. I didn't say that he said that. And this was the comparison, Savage. Fatty, you literally said you read a man watch porn because he's the lesser of two evils. So there's several solutions, right? You can just masturbate, right? And not watch nothing. But most people are desensitized. You can watch porn. You can watch magazines like you used to do. You could fuck your sock. You could get a mistress. You could get a prostitute. You could get OnlyFans. Give me a solution. Since my solution is wrong and your solution, you have a better solution to actually deal with the realities of relationships. How are we going to get these men to actually get their sexual frustrations because women are not giving them ass? And instead of answering, this is to me the best solution, that is a realistic solution, so this married man can actually release their frustrations. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Close your legs. Close your legs. Hey, go talk with this woman and telling them to close their legs to see what happened. This is why Andrew is terrible on dick and pussy conversations when it comes to solutions, because it doesn't work. We've been asking for a woman to close their legs for motherfucking 50 years. For 50 years. It doesn't work. Men usually don't deny sex. You are going to tell your son, your 18-year-old son, to be mindful with his ding-a-ling and to not do that, and your motherfucking son, first booty that is putting in front of him, is going to go. People make mistakes. Andrew is not the first time he's married. I think Rachel is not the first time she's married. People make mistakes. People fuck people that they shouldn't. People get into relationships with people that shouldn't be there. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. Are you short? Be taller. Are you fat? Be slim. Are you deaf? Just hear better. Are you blind? Go get some. Like, every single prescription is the perfection. Every single prescription is something perfect. It's very easy to win debates like that. It's very easy to win debates like that when all you do is do this thing that nobody's doing, that is not realistic, and move along. When Andrew doesn't do it, when Martae doesn't do it, when nobody from the debate bros is doing it. Nobody. But hey, I entertain you for a second. I'm going to play it again. As a respect, let me read what Brandon said, because Brandon had the chance to reply, okay? Let's see what Brandon said. Brandon said, yeah, that's Fatty. Fatty doesn't understand that he gave an example of what he was doing in a sense that he could understand, somehow still didn't. You are not saying nothing, Brandon. Brandon, you didn't say nothing. I think you are missing the entire point by being distracted about something. Brandon, you didn't, like, you saw, no, it's funny, Brandon, you are doing the same thing that Andrew does. Once you feel you get caught, you move to the next thing. Because you know what, Brandon? You still didn't answer my question. Brandon, I will give you, Young Jay is a lost file. Brandon, I will give you the opportunity before I play the show to write on the chat, what is the solution? Okay, you are going to do something that Andrew Wilson couldn't do on this debate, and then we go back to play it, okay? For a married man that lacks sex in his relationship, right? And is looking for an outlet, OnlyFans, prostitution, having a mistress, getting some kids out of wedlock, getting some STDs, abandoning his kids because another woman is giving him sex. We know all these things happen during marriages. You are going to give me a prescription, Brandon, better than watch porn in moderation so these men can function and they go back to their work. My wife is not giving me coochie. I will watch Mia Khalifa on Friday so I can function sexually, and I will move along and do my job and be a parent and be a good husband and not cheat on my woman. I want Brandon to answer this question, something that Andrew Wilson didn't do. And when Brandon doesn't answer, or Brandon says some stupid shit, because that's what he's going to do, something that is unrealistic, we are going to admit that Andrew lost this debate. Now, go ahead, Brandon. You got it. You got it, Brandon. We are waiting for Brandon. Say, Fatty, it's like you didn't hear what Andrew said. I think you need... No! Give me the solution, sir. No. Give me the solution, Brandon. Give me the solution. The question was simple. What is better than porn in moderation for a man that is getting no coochie on his marriage? Y'all say y'all better for society. Y'all say you care about kids. Y'all say you care about family. Y'all don't believe in divorce. Y'all don't believe in nothing. Y'all don't believe in divorce. Y'all believe that it should stay together for the family and all that shit. Now we are together. So the debate bros, and Brandon especially, is going to tell me in the chat what is the solution for men that literally are stuck with a woman that gives them no sex? And we know this happens a lot. What is the solution for millions of men that didn't get sex on the last year and they're literally on their puberty or very close to it, are young adults? What is the solution that is better than corn in moderation? Like I said, in moderation, because everything in moderation, it actually sometimes works, sometimes though. Go ahead, Brandon. We're waiting for Brandon. Bang, 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 bang. I don't give a fuck what it is, Savage. Fatty is a Christian. Not indulging in porn and adultery is a solution in his worldview. But it's not, because Christians literally get more corn than most people. You know where the United States, where there's most porn watched? The fucking Bible Belt. The Bible Belt. They're supposed to have the people that literally are the most religious people. Don't ash no corn. Those motherfuckers be consuming the worst. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to give you another example. I'm going to give you the two biggest Christian countries on the planet with the biggest Christian population are the number 1 and 2 on the West in porn consumption and porn creation. Brazil and the United States. Did you hear what I said? Shout out to my Uncle Rick. I'll repeat it again. The United States and Brazil, which have the two biggest Christian religions in the motherfucking West, are riddled with promiscuity, baby mamas, porn, carnival, all this shit. So I don't give a fuck about Andrew Wilson's Christian view. He needs to live on the real world. When they move to Texas, shout out to them for getting the tax benefits and all that shit, they are not going to go to a motherfucking Mormon community. They are going to live in society with other rich people that are on their left, might be Christian, on the left might be Muslim, on the right might be atheist. And you know what's going to happen? They are not going to be able to stop. Is my Christian view. Who cares? Your neighbor doesn't believe in that shit. All these kids don't believe in that shit. All these teenagers don't believe in that shit. All these 23-year-olds going to college don't believe in that shit. When people get to religion, usually is when they get older. Hey, time out Brandon from my chat and get him out of here. I'm going to do, time him out and get him out of here. Brandon, I give you the opportunity to explain and to give me a solution. And this is what he said. Brandon, Fatty, go watch porn. And then he said, what he said? And then he said this. Fatty lost sleep. This debate, that is why he's spazzing. I am supposed to lose against Andrew Wilson. I am supposed to lose against Andrew Wilson. It's not, I shouldn't be close at all. My ego is not that big. My ego is not that big. I am supposed to lose against this man. But I caught him multiple times. And the problem with dick riders is that when they actually see their favorite losing, they can say, oh, you know what? That was a good point. Answer the motherfucking question. And if you can't, be gone. I will steal for the debate bros and for all the people that have solutions, real solutions. Y'all are going to explain me once again, how do you pacify married men that are in sexual marriage and a vast population of young adults that are, the only thing they have is twice a week rubbing their shit so they can get their rocks off. You are going to find a better solution that is not a fairy tale. That is not close your legs. That is not you should go and look at God. Once again, I don't think Coach Greg Adams is a good debater. I think he won. I think he won just because I think he lost the debate technically, because that's what y'all focus on. The technical, he's a 3 laws of logic and all that shit. On a facts-based situation, this is why he calls y'all ecclesiastical or whatever the fuck he calls you. Y'all have no idea what y'all talking about. Y'all solutions don't reflect the mass population. Nobody closing their legs. Nobody waiting for marriage. Nobody. Leonard Ferguson, send me a cash app. I know you want me to play the video, and I want y'all to support me, friends. Thank you very much to Mr. Jared Spellman. I appreciate you. It says Fatty versus Andrew. And then BEP Works is in $2. I appreciate you, sir. We need $60-something and 10 members. I'll play the video uninterrupted until the end. Okay? Let's go have fun. And the cash app is pinned at the top. Thank you.
I don't think it's part of the prompt in and of itself.
But it is.
When you set up,
I can explain now.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Men staying on marriages is positive because they keep their family together and they are not going around and putting kids on women that they're not going to take care of. They're not going to get STDs. They're not going to get a bunch of things, right? Porn is a victimless crime, like it's you and your end, right? This serves to pacify the man so he doesn't go out and cheat on his woman, because we know a lot of relationships, the affection level is not there. My question to Mr. Know-It-All Andrew Wilson was simple. Since I think porn is good because avoids these men from going outside and engaging with these situations, what will be the solution for said
I'll
men
answer.
other than playing with their end?
Yeah,
What
I'll
is the
answer.
solution,
Do you
Andrew? Go
understand? Do you understand that you bake in suppositions that I don't fucking agree with, and then say to answer to the supposition I don't agree with? It's literally the exact same thing, Fatty, as me saying to you, okay, based on my supposition that men must diddle kids, which kid should they diddle, Fatty? It's the same, and I'm already baking in there that you agree with the supposition that men must do that. Okay. That's the whole point here, Fatty. I don't agree with your suppositions.
Okay. So let's play with it. The premise is married men. No, it's cool. The premise is married men indulge into prostitution, indulge into OnlyFans, and indulge into porn.
Descriptively, I agree.
At an immense level, because they don't experience the level of affection that they need in a relationship.
That I don't agree with.
Andrew, do you agree with that?
No, see, this is the problem. There's a part of that.
That's crazy.
There's a part of that I agree with as a descriptor. Dude, let me answer. There's a part of that I agree with as a descriptor, and then there's a part of it I don't agree with. That you took a logical leap one step too far.
Go ahead.
Descriptively, it is true. Married men engage in porn. I'm not disputing that. Married men engage in all sorts of sexual deviancy. I'm not saying that that's not the case either. My dispute would have to start, though, with the idea that they do it only because they're lonely or due to the fact that they're not feeling enough affection. That you would have to demonstrate.
So if I told you there's thousands and thousands of dead bedrooms in the United States, would you agree with that statement?
Sure.
Would you agree with that statement that if men are always going to have those sexual urges, so they have to find ways and paths to relieve themselves?
Now we went one step too far again. I agree with you. Hang on. I agree with you descriptively. Sure, there's tons of bedrooms that are dead. But the idea that men then have to fap or engage in porn because of that, we got to demonstrate that part, Fatty.
Okay. Do you think that men that are not sexually frustrated function better as functioning adults, as a society? Do you think that men that are not sexually frustrated usually are better for society overall?
I'm willing to grant that probably many, maybe most even.
Most?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's fair that a man that is actually sexually satisfied is going to be probably more docile, more happy-go-lucky, is going to go to work.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's good or not necessarily in a lot of cases, but in some cases, even most, I'll just grant it. Sure, most.
So if you actually stop impeding that because these men did either a binding contract or they promised to God they're going to only fuck one woman, is it fair to say that if they don't release the time that they think that they should release, they don't have the intimacy, the touch and all that, is it fair to say that they're going to have to actually look to release it somewhere else? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but maybe, but not necessarily that this has to be released in a sexual way.
So you don't, so this is incredible. Why do you think all these motherfucking armies had a bunch of prostitutes on the back? Because it was bad for them or because it was good for them?
Because it was good for morale.
Make a lot of sense.
No,
it was good for
it's
morale.
good because the men that actually had some...
Before they have a fight.
Go ahead,
So if
Marte.
you see this here saying, why do you think this prescription existed throughout history of boxers, saying to refrain from sex so they can focus on fights or tasks at hand? Do you think there's other avenues where we can get this frustration dealt with? Men have always looked at their hands in histories and other avenues.
The best UFC fighter ever all the time, Mr. Bone Jones, would fuck prostitutes before the show, would get a line of cocaine. He'll get a line of cocaine and he will still perform. That's anecdotal.
So they can build up their aggression.
What we know for a fact
is anecdotal coming from one person, John Jones.
What we know for a fact is that multiple armies around the planet.
Yeah, and I'll explain why that was.
Had prostitutes on the back because they knew if those men were sexually frustrated, they would not have the morale. They would not function as well. They will actually be worse doing their job.
Actually, here I'll explain. So this is multifunctional. You can find this especially in Napoleon Bonaparte's army, but especially during the time of empire, this was very common. You had what were called camp women. And what would happen is when you were drafted into an army or you were pressed into an army, you would take your family with you. Because it's not like people had houses like they do now. They were living in basically rundown ram shacks and things like this. So when they were pressed into service, they would take their family with them. What happened when they died? The prospects for their women weren't great. A lot of them turned to prostitution, and the generals of these armies didn't have the heart to turn them out. They would starve, and so would their children. That was one aspect of it. Another one is, remember, the average age of these soldiers was 16 to 19 years old. And so what would happen is they would go, okay, I don't want to die a virgin, or I would at least want to touch a woman before I die. The mortality rates in these wars were extremely high, right? There was good reasons why these were morale boosters for soldiers. And I could even grant, if you're asking me, should there be camp prostitutes for young men who are about to go into battle and die the next day? That would be a way harder argument for me. It's a good thing we're asking if they're good for fucking society or not, fatty, and not if they're good for soldiers who are going to die the next day.
Yes, because you admitted that if we are sexually frustrated, we are actually going to function worse. So by actually allowing them to...
I never granted that.
Respectfully, Mia Khalifa saved more people than the Private Ryan. Respectfully. Like the
Prove
fact
it.
that
Prove it.
The fact that this man... No, I'm having a conversation with you, and the same way that we were talking about...
No, that's a claim. You prove claims.
I
prove your claim.
So this is how I'm going to prove a claim. Go see how many views does Private Ryan has on his movie and how many views Mia Khalifa has on X videos.
How does that prove your claim that Mia Khalifa has saved men?
I guarantee you her impact in society is way higher than whatever the...
I got it. So if I could show you a video of a hostage getting beheaded and it has more views than Saving Private Ryan, then that ipso facto has saved more men than Saving Private Ryan?
Absolutely not. The point is,
I'm gonna just sit here now and turn it over to Marte, fatty. I don't even know where to go with you, bro.
Funny, you think you got me, but you didn't. There's nothing positive that comes from watching that video. There is positive from you jacking off to Mia Khalifa.
Whenever you can prove that, I'm waiting.
And friends, I have to do it again. This is why I am in no rush to go back to the debate bros territory. They will compare a situation that has positives and negatives with another that only have positives, and they say, see, I told you. This is what you call sophism. This is what you call sophist, is a person that is debating to win. Private Ryan saved 20 soldiers. I guarantee you, there was somebody that was about to do some very nasty things to their wife or to their girlfriend or to their school. And they jack one off and they said, you know what? I'm not doing that shit anymore. I guarantee you, there was a motherfucker that was going to cheat on his wife and ruin his whole lineage, make 3 kids grow up without a dad, single baby mama of 4, and they jack one off and they says, you know what? I'm not cheating on my wife. I guarantee you, there was a bunch of motherfuckers that was about to get a blowjob on the Oval Office, and they rubbed one off and they said, you know what? I'm not going to jeopardize the biggest country on the planet because I need to get this shit off on Monica Lewinsky's face. Because it shows impact. But what was the point of mentioning the porno had more views? And this is, again, is a problem with these conversations. He made claims the whole show without no proof. And then turns around, prove it. Prove it that Mia Khalifa saved more lives than Private Ryan. I said, see, I guarantee you Mia Khalifa has more views than him. Oh, so does that mean that a be-added video has more views is better? Because there's nothing good comes from that video. Nothing good comes from a be-adding video. Nothing. Good things come from sex. You get the dopamine hit. You become more relaxed. You become less stressed. You can function better on your day-to-day basis. People that are sexually frustrated are worse citizens overall. Matter of fact, Unique, you know what's funny? One day, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, Unique. One day, somebody you are going to cut off somebody on transit. You are going to be driving your car, and you are going to cut off somebody on transit. And the difference between that person getting out of the car and fucking you up, or staying on the car and let you go about your life and all that, was the fact that they jacked one off before they got into the car. That's the reality. That's the reality. And get the urban landlord out of my chat too, for good. Block him. Go. I'm not a Section 8. I'm not looking for renting. I'm not looking for nothing. Tell this black to get off my chat. Hide him from the chat. Y'all don't know man. Y'all don't know people. And I once again will tell you, a lot of times the difference between going to war and staying at home and doing what they do is this nation have men that overall are sexually satisfied. So instead of going and doing egregious thing to other people, they just stay and they live their happy life and they go about their business. But I'm wrong though. Hey friends, hit the cash app. Y'all typing too much. Especially Sun Eat and the landlord. Hit my cash app. Since y'all have a lot of to say on the chat. And I like pushback, friends. This is a show. Don't take this wrong. It's almost where I have more, like 20 minutes or so we go from there. Oh, sir.
Patty, do you have a demonstration?
No. I got you. Let me prove it. Do you guys believe in the term post-nut clarity? That men function more when they get the nut off. Do you agree with me?
What about post-watching private?
No, we are going to stay right here.
Okay.
No. Not what about? Not what about? We're going to stay right here.
Look, I'm happy to engage with all of your hypotheticals. They're easy to turn around because you haven't thought them through. I'm happy to engage. Sure, yes, men have post-nut clarity.
So
absolutely.
You consider that when a man nuts, he actually functions better. He has a focus. He has a drive. He's more societal because he's not sexually frustrated. If you believe in post-nut clarity, all these married men that have dead bedrooms can literally come on their towel and say, you know what? Let me go take care of my family because I release my frustrations.
Got it.
You still didn't answer my question.
Okay, Patty, if that's the case.
No,
you can't make a claim and then not let me engage with the claim, Patty. How long, Patty, how long does post-nut clarity last?
I would say probably, I don't have, actually, I can prove it.
About 30 minutes?
I can prove it.
Hang on, Patty. About 30 minutes, Patty?
I don't know. What is the length?
So do you think prescriptively men should be fucking whacking it every 30 minutes so they can be as clear as possible, Fatty?
Hey, Andrew, I'm a fast learner. Prove that I'm a very fast learner. Prove that post-nut clarity only lasts 30 minutes.
I'm asking you, how long do you think it? I asked you a question. Hey, I asked you. Hang on. It wasn't a claim. I asked you that as a question. How long do you think it lasts?
No, you conceded that it actually is better for men. I don't know how many, 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, a day.
Well, how long do you think?
Yes. So
How long do you think?
I don't have a study to comprove it. That's your claim. You asked me
I didn't.
something.
It's not a claim. It's a question.
No, but the thing is, you agree with the claim, even if it's 1 second, right? You have to answer my question, Andrew. We are solution based over here.
Okay.
If I have a woman and I have a dead bedroom, right? And you think porn is not a way for me to medicate himself so I can take care of her and my kids and stay more 6 months, a year, 2 years? What will be the solution to Mr. Andrew Wilson, sir? What will be the solution for
this is
that
going to
man?
blow your mind. You ready for this? Instead of masturbating to porn, you fix your marriage so that you don't avoid the fixing of the problems in your.
This is insane. You have a broken marriage. What is the solution, Andrew? Fix it. This is insane. You have a broken foot? Fix it. You have a broken leg? Fix it. Your car broke? Fix it. This is insane. If I have a broken marriage, the solution is to fix it. If you're dumb, be smart. Like, what is this? Like, what is, you have a problem? Solve the problem. What is this? You smell bad? Smell good. What is this? What is this? And then I have a crowd of motherfucking brain dead people try to gaslight me into pretending this man has solutions. When it comes to relationship, he doesn't. Look at unique comment. That's the solution. Face your problems head on. That's why y'all aren't good at long-term relationships. Just communicate and talk and come up with a plan. Hey, unique. How many times do you think men that don't have sex on a marriage went to their woman to beg for sex? How many times do you think that men that are unsatisfied in a marriage talk with their friends, call the woman, ask her for crumbs, say we need to go to the therapist? What the fuck is fix it? It doesn't work like that. Y'all don't have no motherfucking real life experience. If you're not having sex and you go ask for a blowjob, that's the worst blowjob that you're going to have on your life. If you, again, this is how women work. If you are not having sex and you go ask your woman for sex, it's the worst blowjob you are going to get in your life. And she's not going to do that shit on a regular. Women don't want intimacy. It's not just the sex. They don't want to use their hand. They don't want to use their mouth. They don't want to use their friends. They don't want to touch you. She is the one that has the keys of the car. If she wants sex, she will have sex. If she doesn't want to have sex, there's no sex. Since when going to your woman and saying, baby, can I have sex, please? Yeah, we are going to schedule on Friday. And she moves to the side and she gives you the pity sex. She doesn't even pull her drawers off. She put it to the side. Since, how is that a solution? Again, completely removed from reality. I am contemplating into cheating on my wife because I'm sexually frustrated. You really think that these men that go to OnlyFans and these men that go to motherfucking prostitutes didn't try? Y'all really think, you dumbasses, that these men, it was their first stop to subscribe to motherfucking OnlyFans model? Y'all really think the first try, like man went from, I don't have sex, let me go and cheat on my wife with my mistress. I don't have sex, let me go and get a prostitute. I don't have sex and let me go get a mistress. Are y'all crazy? This is the last stop. When a man goes to these measures, it's the last stop. He already talked with her. He already had the conversation. He already talked with her mama. He already tried to understand. He went on YouTube to watch tutorials. The fact that y'all really think that men can go to woman and say, baby, can you give me some sexual crumbs? And she says, oh, thank you for communicating. Now I actually feel like fucking you. I wasn't feeling like fucking you before, but now that you explained to me that you need more sex, something that I didn't know, I never knew that you needed sex. Let me go ahead and have sex with you now. That's what you're saying? That's what you're saying. That she didn't know that that man needed sex 3 times a week. She didn't know. Talk to me. Just communicate. Talk to me. Come to me and talk to me. You didn't know. Do you have to tell women that you need that they need a bills paid? Does a woman has to communicate to you that light bill is late? That she has to pay the rent? That she has to cook food? Do I have to communicate that? I don't. I don't. But yes, go ahead and pretend. Go ahead and pretend that men are crazy, that men don't know how to go to women and talk to them, that men are not begging for sex. Go ahead and pretend that men go from Annabella denies you sex on Monday, and on Thursday, I'm fucking a hooker with no condom. And respectfully, don't talk to me about incels and shit. Andrew Wilson is one of the biggest incels fan base I ever saw. Go watch the pictures at the meetings. Respectfully, of course. Shout out to that man. He has his fan base. They're doing great over there. If you want to talk about gays, people that don't have access to women, that are incels, go and look at that motherfucking crowd on the Crucible. Go see the pictures of their meetups and tell me those motherfuckers are getting pussy. Tell me. And that's the only way they're going to survive. The only way they're going to survive is hope. Shout out to Coach Greg Adam again. Hope strategy. I hope one day I can meet my girl at 33 once I get my promotion and I listen to the orthodoxy. You are getting a ran-through bitch, just like everybody else. A woman that was a hoe on her 20s and now she's a threat con. All of a sudden she's a conservative and she wants to have a family with you, you motherfucking dumbass. You idiot. You motherfucking idiot. Not me and my girl. We are different. Motherfucker, you weren't pulling bitches on your 15s, 17s, 19s, 21, 24. You got them at 29, 33, 37. And you think it's because they like you for you? What were they doing on the why weren't they giving you a chance on when you were 20, 25, 29? Why weren't they giving you a chance when you were in college? When you were interning, when you didn't have no money? But that's the thing, it doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. Just talk to her. Talk to her. Instead of doing part, just talk to her. Oh my fucking God, man. This is unbelievable. Just talk to her. Just go back for sex. She got you, my man. Talk to her. Oh, man. Let me keep playing this. We have more 15 minutes.
Marriage by jerking off the fucking porn, fatty.
No answer. You saw what he did? He didn't say.
How's that not an answer?
No, you said just fix it. Hey, you have cancer, flow state? Just fix it. Your car is bad, flow state? Just fix it. Hey, you have everything is just fix it. No. Hey, I said we are fast learners over here. You are going to explain it. You are going to explain it. No. Everybody.
Okay, I'll explain. Go ahead, Patty.
You are going to explain. How do we fix it? Go ahead, you have the floor. I'm glad.
Here's how we fix it.
Yeah, and by the way,
we start fixing it by getting rid of no-fault divorce and mandatory waiting times on marriage, and by fixing child custody, and by the person who cheats getting to nothing when they leave the marriage. You start fixing it like that, and then after it's fucking fixed, you also tell fucking mean that they need to stop jerking the fuck off, and they need to work on their fucking marriage, and tell that bitch to shut up and suck the fucking dick.
Yeah. So if we ignore the stupid accent thing, he said it in the end. You just have to tell the bitch to shut up and to suck your dick. And the overly laughing, this was not funny. Like, Andrew is a smart man. He's not a funny man. Andrew is a smart individual. One thing that not even Andrew fans can give him is that he's funny. He's not funny. People just laugh because he's Andrew. It happens with Anton. It happens with Angry Man. It happens with Tommy. Sometimes they are not being funny, and people overly laugh because there's the big dogs. His last thing was just tell your bitch to shut the fuck up and suck my dick. Of course, because that obviously works. Right? Because these men never told their woman, hey man, you are not giving me sex, just shut the fuck up and suck my dick. That clearly works, right? That works, right? Because if it works, why would they have the problem on the first place? If me telling to my woman, shut the fuck up and suck my shit works, why are millions of men on dead marriages, on dead bedrooms? The Reddit with dead bedrooms subreddit has 1 million subscribers now. So first solution, just fix it. Second solution, change all the laws. Yes. So by the time laws are changed in 2050, I will have 20 years of no sex. How do I get sexually released right now? 1, fix it. Thank you. Second, change the laws, which takes 20 years. So by the time we're 50, I'm going to get my dick wet. Or tell your woman to shut the fuck up and suck my dick, which works for a fact. Oh, Young Jay, they scared. For a fact, most men don't say shut the fuck up. Matter of fact, it will give you better chances because now she wet. Matter of fact, would give you better chances because now she wet. Because you never told her to shut the fuck up. So when you tell her to shut the fuck up, she will be wet. But you know what the problem with that strategy is, Young Jay? Is a one-trick pony. You're going to do that shit once. You are going to do that shit once, and she will be very surprised. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Is that a dragon? And then the third time you say, shut the fuck up and suck my she will look at you and say, who the fuck you think you're talking to, sir? What do you think you're talking to, sir? You're talking with who exactly? Telling me to shut the fuck. That's the third time you say that shit. Like, y'all, respectfully, y'all don't understand regular woman. Y'all don't even understand your wives, to be honest. But yes, let's wait for the laws to change in 20 years. Until then, Mr. Thomas, just hold tight. Be a good Christian. Stay in your marriage. Don't break your vows. Don't go watch Kim Kardashian sex tape. Oh my fucking God. So my accent is not as bad as you trying to open pickle jars. So now that we got that out of the way.
Olive jars. Get your facts right, dummy.
And thank you very much for coming with the beer, because you look like a weirdo when you don't have one. So the conversation that we're having once again, and I said this on the
you gotta grow that strip right there. Is that because too many men have come on your face? You can't quite get it in?
Hey, no. the fact that you have to smoke because you miss dicks in your mouth is what is actually making me.
Do I miss dicks in my mouth?
I miss him so much. I miss him. So now that we got the pleasantries out of the way, sir,
make me quit smoking.
Hey, did you notice? I want to point this out to everybody. He talked about the perfect world. He didn't talk about 2025. He talked about the world where the divorce court works and is no fault divorce and all those things. This is the perfect world. This is not the world of
perfect world.
Because the courts are biased towards women, and these men they have to wait.
Got it. So let me get it right.
No, you don't got it.
No, I don't got it. Okay.
I have a statue on my
I know.
hand.
So in a society where there's murder, it can't be fixed because what are you going to do right now because people are getting murdered? It's fucking stupid, dude. It's dumb.
You are not going to move the conversation. And even Mr. Enigmatic is spamming the chat because you are in danger. So listen to me, right?
Now I'm in danger.
No, you are talking about the future. I agree with you. In a perfect world where the divorce court in 50-50, I'm talking about right now, sir. This man that is on a 7-year relationship and doesn't have the laws on his favor, he doesn't have nothing. How does he fix his dead bedroom without going on and jacking off to a porn star? Please give me the fix.
How does a man... Okay, well, let's see if we can think of any things that men could do to fix their dead bedroom other than jerking off to porn stars. Well, they can start by having conversations with their wives. They can get counseling. They can work through the church. They can do a million fucking things to try to get their relationships on track rather than jerking off to porn stars. I don't know why you think it's more humorous to tell.
Imagine needing the priest to get your woman to suck your dick. Imagine needing to go to a therapist to beg him to convince your woman to suck your shit. And remember, this is actually was before Coach Greg Adams. I think Coach Greg Adams is the best. He's a kind of like he has like a short trigger, but overall, Coach Greg Adams is the most realistic content creator on this side of YouTube because he will tell you like it is and you move along. Imagine me have to spend thousands of dollars talking with a therapist to get my dick licked. Embarrass myself going to a pastor. My woman doesn't listen to me but listens to another man. I have to go to the pastor or to the priest, and this bitch doesn't listen to me but she listens to that motherfucker that puts the motherfucker that baptize people. Or I can Google www.xvideos.com, do a 10-minute thing, grab my towel, put that shit on the motherfucking shit, and go about my business. Y'all are ridiculous. I want y'all to come in and to admit all the ecclesiasticals. Once again, shout out to Coach Greg Adam. I don't know why he came up with that shit. I want y'all, people that had problems in relationships that actually was sexual frustration, y'all are going to come in front of the congregation and explain to everybody how going to the therapist and beg for pussy and going to the priest and beg for pussy actually make your relationship better. Y'all are going to actually bring this man and this woman. This woman didn't have no desire to have sex with the man, and she was talked into having sex with you, and you got the exciting sex that you were waiting for. That woman says, you know what, fatty? I didn't listen to shit you said, even though you pay the bills and you are the father of my kids and you are my husband. But now that the priest told me to suck your shit, now that the pastor, now that the therapist told me, I'm ready. I'm ready, because I didn't. You couldn't get to me, but this random person could. Oh my. Hey, if y'all believe this, y'all deserve this shit. Put a one in the chat if you ever was in a sexless marriage, and you went and talked with the therapist and the priest, and now you all of a sudden want to give pussy to your husband. I want to see how embarrass yourself. Put a one in the chat. I know this is a replay, but there's 100 people here. Unique. Put a one in the chat. Brandon. Nah, Brandon is blocked for the day. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. I want to know all of y'all that didn't got your dick sucked, and then they went and complained to the priest and to the therapist, and then you got it, so I know who are the weak motherfuckers on this shit. Who are the men that literally can't get through their woman, and they had to call reinforcements, a random stranger, and pay them thousands of dollars so they can tell you a basic thing. Hey, lady, you have to fuck your husband. Oh, really? So now I want to fuck him now. No one's in the chat? Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. I thought this was regular. Nobody? Nobody? That's what I thought. We need 17 likes, friends.
Me that humans who are social animals who work through problems every day, especially in marriage, men and women fix their marriages every fucking day. I don't know what you're talking about. That the only choice that men have, rather than attempting to fix the problem, or that women have, other than trying to attempt to fix the problem in their marriages, is that they have to jerk off to corn, is one of the worst arguments I've ever heard in my life, and you would need to demonstrate why it is that they can't fix marriage other than fapping.
No, because if you ever try to ask your woman for a blowjob, that's the worst blowjob you're ever going to get in your life. It's the worst blowjob you're ever going to get in your life when you have to beg, hey, baby, can we please stop this so I can have my sexual crumbs?
You're supposed to have your priest ask for you.
You are detached from reality, sir. You keep talking about the enforcement mechanisms.
What?
You don't have to. You don't have no rights, and you don't have real power if you can enforce it. On the secular United States of America, how do you enforce that your woman has sex with you when she says, no, Andrew, fuck the therapist, fuck the pastor, fuck you, your mama, your daddy, and everybody you know. Enforce it. Explain.
You can't force it. What do you mean?
Enforce it.
Yeah, the only way that you could force it would be to violate the law. Yeah.
Oh, so either she gets her way or she gets her way, and if she doesn't get her way,
how is she getting her way both ways?
You know what? You know what I don't need consent to? Jack off to me, Khalifa.
You know what else you don't need consent to? Getting a prenuptial agreement.
Sir, a prenup doesn't stop you from sexless marriages. If that woman decides that she doesn't want to
you know, actually, let me show you some data on how you're wrong there. Not only does it assist greatly with not having a sexless marriage, but it also most of them are actually upheld in court. Isn't that amazing? Especially.
I'm going to put on the prenup, and she better suck my dick 3 times a week. A prenup doesn't save you from child support. Prenup doesn't stop you from paying alimony. Prenup doesn't stop her from getting the house. Most of the people build their network while they're married, not before they get married. People usually get married at 30 with nothing. So I'm going to include on my prenup, hey baby, if you don't suck my dick 3 times a week, I'll divorce you. I think that will be enforced in the court. I think the judge is going to say, oh wait, I didn't hear this clause. You can include that shit on prenup. You can include, you have to cook 5 times a week for me. You have to have sex 5 times with me per week. Prenup doesn't protect you from that. And men are afraid because, once again, even with the prenup, you can include child support and you can include alimony. Shout out to motherfucking lead attorney. Lead attorney talks about this a lot. Lead attorney will tell you, get a prenup, get her a lawyer, get yourself a lawyer, and go ahead and film it. So when shit push comes to shove, y'all have in paper and in video that she actually was saying she had a lawyer, she knew about the things. But prenup doesn't stop you from child support. Prenup doesn't stop you from alimony. Prenup doesn't stop you from a woman from a no-fault divorce. Prenup doesn't stop you from doing nothing. And prenup doesn't make the woman have sex with you. Jesus Christ. Prenup doesn't help your woman have sex with you. Because now she's married. She has all the power. And thank you, Zyrex. Please, cash app, friends. We have more like 5 minutes of video. And then we close it out, okay? This is a short one. I just wanted to get these posted. Great thumbnail, by the way. Shout out to me, Fatty. Great thumbnail. And if you want to become a member, we need 9 members, okay?
Then they're done right. But here's the, hang on. My turn, Fatty. I just let you go on your stupid diatribe.
Go ahead, sir.
Your entire argument here, right, which you still haven't demonstrated, is that the only way in a sexless marriage for the pathway forward for a man, even though there's thousands of pathways forward, is that they must go on OnlyFans and jerk.
And by the way, look at the comment in the Christopher Scott. Fatty, please stop. You are retarded and contradicted yourself several times. Does this man look like he's having pussy? Does this man over here, does he look like it? Does this look? That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. This Christopher look like. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, no debate, bro. Can motherfucking come to me and talking about bitches, man. Because y'all try to do your logical entanglements and all that shit. Women are not logic. And I know, I think it was DJ Kuda that was trying to say that women are not logic while you're trying to understand them. Because even in chaos, there's a pattern. Even in chaos, there's a pattern. If women are not logic, but if I can see a pattern that if I ignore her, she likes me more, it might be not logic, but is intuition, is a repetitive thing that happens, is observation. So, if women are not logical, and y'all debate bros, just talk to her. She will understand. Just talk to the priest, man. Just go to the therapist. Women are backwards. You know what that's actually going to make her? Even drier. Because there's something on the manosphere called the pick-me dance. I don't know who introduced that shit to me. I think it was Rollo Tomasi. The pick-me dance is how illogical women are when it comes to breakups. So a woman comes to you and she says, I want a break. I want to leave. I want the divorce. The pick-me dance is what men should do if they want to keep their relationship. I want to leave, Fatty. Oh, really? Pack your things. Thank you for everything. It's counterproductive, but that might save your relationship. Why? Because now the woman is doubting herself because she doesn't understand how quick you were to accept that shit. This is how Amber Heard goes to the court and says to Johnny Depp, you never fight me. You never talk. You always leave. That's why she was crazy about Johnny Depp, was because he didn't give her what she wanted. Now the pick me dance, which is again the term pick me, is you are going to go to your woman and you are going to say, what is wrong in our marriages? I can fix it. I can fix it. Let me bring you flowers and give you more attention and promise you money and rub your shoulders. Pick me, pick me, pick me. I'm the best man for you. Pick me. And she's going to do, look at this bitch. Look at this hoe begging. I'm telling him I'm leaving and he's groveling, fighting. Please pick me. Let me do this for you. Please don't go. This is actually what is going to ruin your relationship. It's because she was already 1 foot out and you give her confirmation that you like her more than she likes you. So now all of a sudden, your motherfucking pick-me dance made you lose the woman. Again, bringing logic to an argument about relationships, which are illogical by nature because women don't do the 1 + 1 = 2, is hilarious when the debates bro doing. We have more 7 minutes of game. We need 9 members and $60 in the Cash App, friends.
Off to Mia Khalifa or some chick like her.
I never said it's the only way. You can get a mystery.
You get other types of porn?
No, sir. You are going to listen to me again.
Uh-huh.
You can subscribe to. You can get a prostitute. You can get the mistress.
Oh.
You can get a work wife.
How does that fix your marriage?
Oh, no, let me finish.
How does that fix your marriage?
All those things are way worse
Yeah.
than taking off to a random person that you're never going to meet in your life.
How does any of this fix their marriage, Fatty?
No, sir.
Is a sexless marriage ground for divorce?
My solution is the lesser of two evils.
Uh-huh.
I will rather have a man jerking off than going outside and fuck a prostitute or put a kid on a mistress. You don't have no solutions.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Hang on. I think this critique is fair, Fatty. Hang on. I'm willing to engage with it.
Let me go to the prenup thing.
Are you ever? Hang on, Fatty. We don't even. Hang on. One point at a time. Let's start with this. I want to start with this, Patty. I want to start with your point on this.
For one day, sir.
God, this guy will never shut the fuck up, so we can't have
we
to
are
engage.
the same. I learned from you.
Good
You
Lord.
get frustrated because people are over talking.
Fatty, do you want me to engage with the point or not?
I want to talk about the prenup thing that you said.
Okay, fine. You go, Queen. Go off, Queen, and then I'll sit here and then I'll ask you. Go ahead, Queen. Come on, Queen. Come on, you go, girl. Yeah, there you go, girl. You go. Go off, Queen. Go off, Queen.
The prenup doesn't protect you from child support. The prenup doesn't protect you from spousal support. The prenup doesn't protect you from alimony. The prenup doesn't protect you from that woman taking your kids from you. It doesn't protect from that woman deny you sex, stop cooking. Nothing of those things can be included on the prenup. So when you say prenup, nothing on the prenup can say, if you don't give me sex 3 times in the week, I am able to divorce you. You are making shit up. Now
this is hilarious because we weren't. We weren't asking about. Yeah, we weren't asking about the other tangential factors. We're asking about one factor, which was sex. Can prenups assist? Shut up, Fatty. Can prenups assist you? I'm going to tell you. Can prenups assist you with getting more sex in marriage? The answer is yes, Fatty. And there are studies for that. That's what I pointed out. You went off on a bunch of tangentials, which I never said. Hang on. Which I never said once. Also, on top of this, Fatty, this is a great critique. Andrew, what are thousands of ways that you can go about trying to do things other than fapping inside of your fucked up marriage? Okay, you know what? I'll grant that I can only give you hundreds of solutions that you don't agree with. Fair enough. But Fatty, look, I'm going to now ask you the same question back. Fatty, can you explain to me how your solution of having men fap to corn is going to help them fix their marriage?
Is not going to help fix their marriage.
Right.
Marriage is for the next generation. It was going to help them do the societal responsibilities that the man has. If I have to take care of my woman and I have to take care of my kids, and I have to stay for the kids so we can go to college and have a 2-parent household and he can get better results. Me fapping to my woman instead of leaving her because she's giving me sex in 3 months actually helps society overall. Even my solution that is deemed bad actually has some positives. Can you give me a solution, Andrew?
Yeah, giving you hundreds.
Tell me, man, to do that is going to make them.
There are hundreds of solutions which are tried and true that people have fixed their marriages with inside of sexless marriages. In fact, there are now many instances of women who will actually, I couldn't believe this myself, but on the latest studies I just saw, they're actually losing weight when their husbands say that they're too fat. They actually are going out and losing weight in order to. Yeah, I mean, but what if a meteorite strikes him in the fuck?
It doesn't like hypotheticals. All it does is hypotheticals. We all know for a fact most women are obese. The average woman right now on the United States, because that's what we're talking, is obese. You know when they actually lose weight? When they divorce you, motherfucker, and they go on the revenge tour? When they're trying to impress their work husband? When they're literally preparing to leave you, so they don't want to leave with a motherfucking shitty market, so they can start to invest on themselves and dress themselves and buy perfume and go to the... What the fuck is this shit? There's been studies that show that when men tell you woman, so if you can go to the gym for 2 hours a day, be on uncomfortable positions, tire yourself, get so you can do a motherfucking squat on the gym, but you can squat on my dick. That's what you're saying, Andrew? All these women can literally listen to her husband when they're too fat and squat in the middle of a gym 36 times per day, but you can squat 23 times on my dick for 5 minutes. Right? Once again, man, this is Looney Tunes. There's studies that oh man.
Head. The point is, hang on, Patty. There's hundreds and hundreds of different ways in which you can attack the problem of fixing fucked up marriages. Each is an individual prescription. For you to say, though, wait a second, I just don't think that any of those are particularly effective. It's like, okay, but your way, by your admittal, is not effective at fixing the marriage at all. It doesn't do anything to help the marriage. So here's my question. Hang on. Here's my ultimate question to you then. Since it doesn't assist with fixing the marriage, don't you think that men should take the energy first, and women, right, inside of their marriages before they do anything else to try to fix and address the issues in their marriage?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So then if that's the case, don't you think that would breed animosity between husbands and wives if they're fapping to fucking corn and the other partner knows it?
No, more animosity is when you are you want a person to do what they don't want to do respectfully. And once again, you are an easy target, right? You keep talking, and I keep hearing you talk about enforcement mechanisms. If you don't have the force, and if you can enforce, you can enforce sex or a woman losing weight in a marriage. You are still going to get God. Let me ask you a question, sir.
Go ahead.
If you, Mr. Enforcer, with your prenup, ask your woman, you need to lose some weight, and she says no. What are you going to do to enforce that?
Divorce her and bank on the prenup. Duh.
So you are going to get God. Congratulations, you got God. Now
having understanding that sometimes the threat of knowing you'll do a thing in a relationship can often fix the relationship itself.
Damn, I didn't know that I was on mute. This is one of the worst red pill talking points, friends. This is one of the worst red pill talking points. The worst. The leave talking point is the worst. And you know why it's the worst? Because it only works once. It only works once. Let me repeat it again. The red pill talking point where you threaten your woman with leaving is the worst red pill talking point. And you know why? Because it only works once. It's a one trick. You are going to do it, and as soon as you're done, you out. And let me explain how. Okay? Let me explain how. You are going to leave the first time, and your woman is going to be panicking. Oh my God! I can't believe Fatty is leaving now. Oh, he's going to leave me. What's he going to do? And then she's going to hear me put those keys on the door and sleeping on the couch. And you know what she's going to say? Oh shit. Fatty pussy. This motherfucker pussy. Guys, he pussy. He was bluffing. He was all bad and pretending he was going to leave. And he came back. That motherfucker pussy. Now, the next time that you do the same shit, you know what's going to happen? She's going to go do a manicure, a pedicure. She's going to go watch the Michael Jackson movie. She knows you come back because you pussy. She knows you come back because you pussy. You threatened the living shit once and you bluffed. She called your bluff and you came. Came and you slept on the couch. You pretend that you need to leave and there's power. It's not power at all. Because once you do it once with a woman, she knows this motherfucker coming back because he came back the first time, the second time, the third time. He doesn't want to go nowhere. It's a bluff. And if he leaves, let me call the motherfucking lawyer and let me put this man in the worst position of his life where he has to fight for his kids, has to fight for his house, has to fight for his property, has to sleep in this car, has to fight for everything he has, and he's going to be on a massive that he's trying to fight me back. There's no power in leaving. If you have to leave, you lost. If you have to leave, you have no power inside of the relationship. So either you're going out and you get punished by the government, you get punished by the court, you get punished by society, or you stay on the relationship and you shut the fuck up because that woman knows you're not going nowhere, pussy. But no, just leave. Just pretend you're going to leave. You have to be ready to leave. And then I leave my kids and they call me deadbeat. I break my marriage and they call me a loser. I go live back on my parents' house and then they call me incel because why you 39 on your parents' house? Motherfucker, because I got divorced. Because you told me to leave. Now what?
But not only that, Fatty, the biggest hole in your argument here that makes no sense is like, even if we outlawed porn, men could still fap, dude.
That's not what men are. Visual creatures.
Yeah, they can fap to the JCPenney catalog like they did in the fucking 30s, dude. What are you talking about? Why do we need to have naked women on the internet who are young, 18 years old, getting that? You have massive companies who are running exploitation scandals. You're having men become highly addicted. On top of all of that shit, you have an increase in human trafficking, all of these horrible social ills for society, and your thing is like, but men need to be able to fucking goon and coom and fap, and it's like, they still can, Fatty. Even under my system, where we outlaw all porn, men can still fucking spank their fucking wank, bro.
Is because the genie is out of the bottle. You could be drinking Sunny Delight every time I watch your streams. You know what you're drinking? Alcohol, because it's better. The genie's not going back to drinking Sunny
Yes.
Delight.
Yes, it will. Yeah, in fact, we will outlaw porn. You will watch. Yeah, watch, fucker. We're gonna outlaw it. Watch.
Let me finish.
Watch the genie get stuff right back in the bottle, you fuck. Watch us do it.
Let me finish. You literally was bragging about being drunk on a debate and you still won. I saw a comment that you did a couple of days ago. It's an old video. You drink alcohol because water and juice is not making it for you anymore. Now that you tasted the real thing, you are going to go ahead and drink and drink and drink. Once these people experience porn, OnlyFans, and all these things, it's very difficult to go back to magazines. But the question for you, sir, is this. Would you rather a man stay on a marriage and do his duties, his societal duty, and stay on a marriage that has no sex while he faps? Or, and you can sidetrack this, go outside, ask for a divorce, and become a bachelor and do what bachelors do. What you rather have, sir, as a society?
Okay, so this dialectical question, I'll answer it with a direct yes or no, but I am going to give you the caveat first that you're just asking me, would you rather drink rat poison or would you rather drink fucking dog poison? And it's like when neither thing needs to be drunk. So I'll answer the question directly. Yeah, I think that if all that's happening in the marriage is he's fapping sometimes and it's preserving the marriage, in that one particular instance, maybe you can make the case in this false dialectic. So I'll just go ahead and bite the bullet. It doesn't hurt my position. Hang on. Hey, Fatty, doesn't hurt my position at all, and here's why. This fucking guy can still fap. Even if we outlaw all the fucking porn, we can fap. And if you were to say to me, but Andrew, what about the beer? You drank the beer because you tasted the nectar of life. And after you tasted that nectar of life, you could never go back to your Sunny Delight, motherfucker. It's like, maybe, but if this was the focus, which was ruining my marriage or a coping mechanism because my marriage was bad, me using this as a cope would be exactly that, a fucking cope. Just like fapping to porn is a fucking cope.
And you literally move the goalposts. People are recurring to porn because they don't have affection in real life. They are not going to, they don't go to porn and then they can experience affection. Most of these people that are medicating themselves with porn, they don't have an outlet. They don't have a woman next to them to actually fuck them. And even if a woman is there, is not meeting their needs. I never heard a man that got sucked off so well by a woman that says, you know what? Oh my God, I need to go and watch me again.
You want artificial affection? Is this what you want?
I want to hold on. I want to open the floor to Flo and Marte. At least
I
for
would
the
like
last-
to just finish this last exchange because I gotta go. I gotta go cover some riots. So, Fatty, here's the thing that's so funny about this, and it just cracks me up that this is your position because it makes no sense. They can still fap. You would have to answer to this. Why is it that societies pre-corn, right? The men who were sexually frustrated, unmarried in those societies, absent corn. Why weren't they just ripping the fucking walls down, tearing people to pieces, and fucking ripping their throats out, Fatty? Why?
Yeah, friends, I'm going to stop the show right here, and I apologize because I'm using OBS and this is bad. I'm not going back on the time and talk about the prostitutes and the brothels and how men invaded countries for a piece of pussy and how men usually used to go and kill a bunch of men and their kids and leave the woman and impregnating them. The thing that slave owners did to the female slaves. The thing that armies that did colonialism was doing to the locals, what the American soldiers was doing in Vietnam and Korea, what all Genghis Khan was doing. Men were fucking. Men were fucking, and it was not on the good fucking. It was the bad one. Right? Because pussy never started wars. Men never fight because of pussy. Never did in the history of mankind. Cowboys and knights wouldn't kill each other to defend the honor of a lady. The tribes wouldn't invade the tribes because they needed more women and they wanted to take yours. Never happened. Never happened in the history of mankind. Pussy was never a motivator for men to kill other men to get their woman. Never. So I'm going to leave this here. I needed to post this, and it's posted. I didn't even remember this debate like that. But once again, friend, this is why I like the debate shit, because the debate is who can defend your position better. I think I did a great job. For my level at this point, I think I did a great job. I'm not supposed to win this. I'm not supposed even to compete. And I guarantee you I make tremendous points. And you know what's funny? Like even the comments actually prove, like look at the comment that is in the screen. Sarcastic Warlock. Fatty, you're making men sound like animals. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's exactly what we are. Animals. That's exactly what we are. Animals. That's why we greedy and we hoard resources even though we don't need them. That's why we don't. Every time there's a crisis, we go to the supermarket, try to get a bunch of toilet paper, and we go to the gas station and try to order all the gas, even though you know other people need it. When people are distressed, they are going to go for the jugular. When it's Walking Dead time, we become the animals. When people are starving, when people can put shelter or a roof over their head, that's what we do. So when men are sexually frustrated, men are going to do things to society that you don't want to see. So no, I think it was great points. I believe that the person can come in and watch this and say, Ferry, I think you lost the debate, but there's no way that you're not going to come with good points and points that actually got Andrew here. But once again, I am not a dick rider. I welcome all the challenges, true and true. But if you are going to defend something, you are going to have to explain how that shit happens. Okay? If you're going to defend something, you are going to have to explain how this shit happens. And by the way, Marte, Andrew is a better debater than me. He didn't beat me, like he didn't beat us here. See what I'm saying? Like this is the y'all are professional debaters. Matter of fact, I'm a better debater than you because I don't use ChatGPT, Marte. You do. Remember when you got caught using ChatGPT? I don't. I never said that Andrew is a bad debater. Andrew is one of the best debaters as his profession. That's literally his job. He's supposed to win. He's supposed to be better. But just because you're playing against Michael Jordan doesn't mean that every time you score a point, people shouldn't acknowledge the point you scored. And this is the problem with a lot of people on the debate bro side. Andrew will be okay-ish on a debate, and you go look at the comments. W's in the chat. W in the chat. W. Hey, can you point a point where Andrew lost? Nah, man, that man is perfect. Nah, man, that man is perfect, man. He did awesome, man. He did awesome. He was the best guy. He never loses. He never does nothing wrong. He's the man. I don't accept that. Just because you are Michael Jordan doesn't mean that you don't lose games. And if you can tell people that they lose games and every motherfucking game they play is a W's in the chat, no matter if they won or they leave, I don't trust you and I don't trust your opinion. Let me read this and what. We've got better than these. That was one time I used it. I go on Jubilee in person debates often. Sure. And you get your ass whoop on that too. Keep fighting the good fight, sir. Keep fighting the good fight. Friends, I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow we have ladies first. It's going to be incredible. It seems like Klay Thompson cheated on Meg Thee Stallion. So we're going to cover the stream star-studded panel tomorrow, ladies first, 5 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate y'all. I think the Reese God is going to go live today, later. But so keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. And keep an eye on that. Team Fatty and the Untouchables. Sign it out. Peace.